Walk past any war memorial and you're passing more than stone and metal each angle. Each name, each empty space carries intention. These silent monuments speak volumes if you know where to look. They are not merely markers of loss, but profound stories etched into our landscape, filled with hidden symbolism that deepens their meaning. Today, we journey to uncover the secret language of these sacred spaces, to understand the messages they whisper to those who are willing to listen. Our first stop is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C., a design that initially sparked controversy, but has since become one of the most powerful places of pilgrimage in the nation. Designed by Maya Lin, a young architectural student at the time, its genius lies in its deceptive simplicity. You don't see a grand towering obelisk. Instead, you descend into the earth along a polished black granite wall that grows taller as you walk. This descent is a deliberate journey into the gravity of the conflict, a physical representation of entering the valley of the shadow of death. The wall acts as a scar upon the land, a wound that heals but never disappears. The granite itself was chosen for its reflective quality. As you look at the names of the fallen, you see your own reflection superimposed upon them, creating a profound connection between the past and the present, the living and the dead. The names are not listed alphabetically, but chronologically by date of casualty, transforming the wall into a vast, sprawling timeline of sacrifice. It reads like a devastating epic poem, each name a life, a story, a family forever changed. Finding a name isn't a simple A to Z search. It requires a journey along this timeline, forcing the visitor to comprehend the sheer scale of loss over the decade-long conflict. Next, we travel to the Korean War Veterans Memorial, located just a short walk away on the National Mall. Here, the symbolism is more figurative, but no less potent. 19 stainless steel statues, larger than life-size, move across a landscape terrain. These are not pristine, idealized soldiers. They are weary, clad in ponchos that seem to blow in a phantom wind, their faces etched with fatigue, vigilance, and the harsh realities of a brutal war. The number 19 is significant. When these 19 figures are reflected in the adjacent polished granite wall, they become 38, a direct reference to the 38th parallel, the line that divided North and South Korea and remains a symbol of the unresolved conflict. The soldiers are depicted on patrol, forever moving forward through strips of granite and juniper bush that represent the rugged, unforgiving terrain of Korea. They are a platoon caught in a moment of perpetual tension, a reminder that this was a conflict without a clear victory, often called the Forgotten War. The wall they reflect upon contains more than 2,400 photographic images of nurses, chaplains, ground crew, and support staff, sandblasted into the stone. It reminds us that the 19 on patrol were not alone. They were supported by a vast, often unseen network of individuals who also served. Etched into this wall are the words, "Freedom is not free," a stark, powerful summary of the memorial's entire purpose. Let us now cross the Atlantic to the Vimy Ridge Memorial in France, a monument dedicated to the Canadian soldiers who fought and died in World War I, standing atop a strategic hill that was the site of a pivotal and harrowing battle. This monument is a breathtaking work of art and architecture. Carved from nearly 6,000 tons of stark white limestone, it appears to rise organically from the scarred landscape, its twin pylons reaching for the heavens. These two towers represent Canada and France, two nations bound together by sacrifice. But the true emotional heart of the memorial lies in its 20 allegorical figures. At the base, a mournful, shrouded figure known as Canada Bereft or Mother Canada looks down upon a symbolic tomb. She represents a young nation grieving its lost sons. Her sorrow is palpable, carved with an empathy that transcends the stone. Other figures represent virtues like peace, justice, truth, and knowledge, the very ideals the soldiers were fighting to protect. But look closer, and you'll find figures of the breaking of the sword and the sympathy of the Canadians for the helpless, which speak to the horrors of war and the compassion that endured within it. The memorial is built on a foundation of 11,000 tons of concrete, and into this foundation are mixed the names of the 11,285 Canadian soldiers who died in France with no known grave. They are literally and figuratively the foundation upon which this monument to peace stands. Finally, we consider the Bomber Command Memorial in London's Green Park, a tribute to the 55,573 airmen of Bomber Command who lost their lives during World War II. Its design is rich with understated yet powerful symbolism. The roof of the central pavilion is engineered from the melted-down aluminum of a Halifax bomber that was shot down over Belgium in 1944. The very material of the memorial is infused with the history it commemorates. Within this open-air pavilion stands a bronze sculpture of a 7-man bomber crew. They are not depicted in a moment of heroism or victory. Instead, they have just returned from a mission. Their expressions are a mixture of relief, exhaustion, and profound weariness. They look away from the park, their gaze directed towards the sky, as if looking for the comrades who did not return with them. This subtle detail transforms the monument from a celebration of warfare into a somber reflection on survival and loss. The choice to place them inside the pavilion, sheltered by the wing-like roof, offers a sense of sanctuary, a final peaceful return to base that so many were denied. The inscription simply quotes Pericles: "Freedom is the sure possession of those alone who have the courage to defend it." It is a quiet, dignified tribute to an immense sacrifice that for decades went without a dedicated national monument. Each of these memorials uses its own unique language of material, of form, of light and shadow to convey truths that words alone cannot capture. They are not just places to remember the dead. They are places to understand the cost of conflict, to reflect on the meaning of freedom, and to connect with the human stories behind the history. They invite us into a dialogue with the past, ensuring that the echoes of sacrifice are never truly silenced. Have you visited any of these memorials?